Hello everybody and welcome. The objective of this tutorial is to show you how you can actually download and install JDK on your system. JDK stands for Java Development Kit, and it is a tool that needs to be installed in your system so that you can create and run Java programs on your computer. So you can see the link to JDK is already present in this text file. I've already copied the link and entered it into my web browser, and the moment you enter it into your web browser you will be taken to the JDK download page. So here you can see we have arrived at the JDK download page. It is the download page for JDK version 8. You may get newer versions of JDK in Oracle's website, but for the sake of this tutorial we will be sticking to JDK 8 only. So now you need to scroll down to the bottom of the page till you get the installer of JDK for Windows. So here you can see there are two installers available. One of them is for Windows 32-bit and the other one is for Windows 64-bit. So we need to download the 32-bit version of Windows, the 32-bit version of JDK, because the version of Windows that I am using is Windows 32-bit. If you have a 64-bit version, then go ahead and download the 64-bit installer for Windows. So once you click on this link, the download will start. I have already downloaded and installed JDK on my system, so I'm not going to show you the entire process all over again. So when you have downloaded JDK, it will create a file like this in your downloads folder. To start the installation of JDK, you just need to double click on this file, and the moment you double click on this file, the installation process will start, and you just need to proceed to the installation by clicking on next and so on. There is no need to modify any of the default settings. By default it gets installed to the C drive in Windows, and I suggest leaving it at their default values. There is no need to modify the default installation path or anything else. Just click on next and you will be done within 10 to 15 minutes. Depending on the speed of your system, it is likely to take around 10 to 15 minutes for the installation to complete. Okay, so once the installation of JDK is done, you can just check it whether it is installed or not. Just go to the programs menu in control panel and then click on programs and features. So once JDK is installed, you can see the icon for JDK will appear in the programs list. So as I have already installed JDK, it is there in the programs list in Windows. So the next thing, once you have finished installing JDK, the next step is to modify the path variable in Windows. The path variable in Windows needs to be modified so that you can execute any kind of Java commands in Windows. To compile and run Java commands, to compile and run Java programs, the two commands that are required are javac and java. And if you haven't modified the path variable correctly, you are likely to get an error whenever you are trying to execute any of these commands. For instance, I have not modified the path variable in Windows in my computer yet. So if I try and enter javac, you can see it is being treated as an unrecognized command. So to eliminate the possibility of occurrence of such errors, what we need to do is we need to go to the Java installation directory in our computer. In my PC it has been installed in C drive under program files. So just go to program files and there just head on to the directory named Java. Then there are two directories, one for JDK and one for JRE. We need to enter the JDK directory. In JDK we need to go to the bin directory, and from there we need to copy the path of this directory. Just click on the address bar in your Windows Explorer window and just copy the link. And now the next thing that you need to do is go to control panel, system, and from there you need to click on the advanced system settings option. And from the system properties tab there is an advanced option. Under the advanced tab you can see there is an option that reads environment variables. We need to click on this button, and you can see there are two windows. One is for user variables and the other one is for system variables. So we need to look up the path variable in this under system variables. So there is already a path variable here, and there are already some values entered into the path variable by default. What we need to do is edit the value of path. So now click on edit. Okay, so you need to go to the last value that is entered in the path variable. So here it is something related to Windows PowerShell. That is the last value that has been entered in the path variable. And remember the link to the JDK bin directory that we copied and pasted earlier. We copied earlier. We need to just paste it right next to the last existing value under the path variable. So here we have pasted the link to the bin folder in JDK, and after that put a semicolon and click OK. Then hit OK once again, hit OK once again, and close this window, and also close any command prompt windows that might be open in your system. Now we need to verify whether the path variable is working correctly or not. So to do that, just type in cmd, and previously we had seen that whenever we tried to execute the java command, it treated the java command as an unrecognized value because the path variable had not been set properly. So now that we have already set the path variable, we expect that the command will work properly now. So if we enter javac now, you can see a list of options related to javac is being shown here. So that means the path variable has been set correctly, and we have nothing to worry about now, because any Java program that we might create using the javac and java commands, and any other command that you might try to use for Java from the command prompt, they will work correctly. And any Java IDE that you may try to use in Windows, such as Eclipse, NetBeans, etc., will also work correctly because the variable to path has been set properly. So that's it for now. I hope you have tried to understand whatever it is that I have taught here in the video. If you have any doubts relating to this tutorial, you can leave your questions and queries in the comment section, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. So have a nice one everybody, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.